Hello everyone. I'm recording a video with Angel Stompy today. Somebody on YouTube requested me to play this deck, so I just copy pasted the deck list from MTG Top 8. Ali from Cairo underscore Italy, I guess, was he's been playing with this deck for a while, and yeah, he made 5-0 with it. So yeah, I'm going to play it for you. So yeah, if you want, you can just look up the deck list here and like pause or something. I haven't built a deck myself, so it's very hard for me to tell more about the deck building choices. So we'll just find it out on the while we're playing. Ooh, either Mono Red Storm or like some sneak attack deck. Yeah, sneak attack. That's rough. Like these decks usually play something like Chalice themselves, so I'm not going for the Chalice play here because it clearly doesn't do anything. Like there is a chance they don't have anything. So like if they already had something, I could concede and just okay, they have something. Okay, that doesn't kill us, so that's great. Like if we were dead, if we were kind of dead last turn, then I might have conceded before my opponent seeing the Ancient Tomb. Yeah, you never know if they break, and at least next turn I can deal with the sneak attack. If they don't kill us. Okay, they probably kill us here. One turn too slow. Like, City of Traitors would also have worked. Like, maybe we could have Thought Not Seared the last card out of his hand. Containment Priest works against them. Maybe Thorn of Amethyst slows them down some. At least it's better than Chalice of the Void. This lets them keep both a land and an enchantment, so that's not good. Canonist is probably not great, but it might stop something like Seeding Song into Sneak Attack. It makes their rituals and petals a bit... actually not petals, it makes their rituals worse. Jitta doesn't really do anything. What does this card do? Oh yeah, this actually deals with sneak attack, so I'm gonna leave that one in. Probably cutting some on the Stoneforge package. That seems reasonable. I could turn one Revoker, Grizzlebrand, or Sneak Attack. I don't think that's what I want to do, because then I have to sacrifice my City of Traitors the turn after. I could still Through the Breach. I think I just want to turn 2 Thought Not Seer. And hope we don't die before. Ooh, actually I can already turn 1 Revoker of the Chromox. I think I name Sneak Attack here, because I shuts off one of their, like 4 of their 8 cheat cards, I think. In Grizzlebrand, like we can still get Emrakuld or something, so I don't think that's worth it. Seeding Song, Through the Breach, of course they had exactly the other one. At least they don't have anything else yet, so far. Okay, they... So we need to draw a white source. Here in the next turn we can cancel Judgment Hit. And we'll be at 1 life. It will be alive, probably. Okay, we're not live. Our opponent had very crazy hands, and we were clearly the inferior deck here. Maybe we could have mulliganed to more aggressive turn 1. But yeah, like we could have turn 2 Thought Not Seared, and I think you can't mulligan that away, because if you mulligan you're probably not gonna get a turn 1 interaction anyway. Like we even had the Revoker. And I don't think, like I could have turn 1 Thorn of Amethyst, for example. But yeah, I don't think you want to mulligan to a 3 of sideboard card. This guy is usually on show and tell. At least last time I played against him yesterday. Oh yeah, Caracas is good, and I think I have to keep, even though I don't have a double white yet. Just hope to, like, how many mana sources do we have? 22, 25, and we already have 2, so we have 23 left, and we have 2 turns to draw 1. Like, I'm not good at this kind of maths, but I think I want to keep this just because any of these cards are good against show and tell, and these two are also reasonable. And our opponent is AFK. And it's kind of rude, like they already chose to play first, so that means they were on their computer. Like, I mean, it's possible they just had an emergency, of course, like, I don't want to judge them, but in general, it's not really nice just letting your opponent wait for several minutes without saying anything. Anyway. So if he show and tells, he knows we have Caracas, so he's probably going over Omniscience or maybe Sneak Attack. So if he goes show and tell into Omniscience, we can drop the Thought Knot Seer and take his Emrakul, maybe, because he doesn't know we have it. So I could Chalice for one or just Thalia. I think I want a Thalia here. Force pitch, force, sure. Yeah, I guess any deck except show and tell, I would have mulliganed this hand, but double Caracas and some disruption. Like very unlucky not to draw any lands. But in general, this hand could have worked out fine, and I don't think this. Ooh, they are going over show and tell, so that means they have Omniscience probably. This Thought Knot Seer should be able to screw them over quite well. So against them we'll want maybe Thorn. I'm not entirely sure because we only need to resolve a 3 mana spell, so it costing 4 mana will not be a big problem. That's an option. Maybe Canonist, it does stop Omniscience to some degree. And of course Containment Priest. Ooh, Chromox, that's a good one. This Mirror Crusader seems... No, actually this Gideon is like the last one we'll ever be able to cast. So I could Chalice for 1 here, then in case he goes for Omniscience... So in case he goes for Omniscience, he won't be able to cast any other spells, like Brainstorming response to my trigger. I think I want to Chalice here first. Because this Thalia is also going to mean my Chalice is going to be 3 mana and I'm never going to be able to cast it. Force Pitch Flusterstorm. So opponent has show and tell in hand and 2 unknown cards. Clearly haven't found... if they have a sneak attack and a big dude, we lose, but like, they could activate in response. Or they even have the win in hand, because it's instant speed, right? Fireman's Foresight, yeah, all of them are instants. I could have dropped Thalia, Guardian of Thraben here. But if I played Thalia, then they could have had Emrakul and just kill me. So Thought Knot Seer was better against Emrakul. Thalia was better against Cunning Wish. Probably losing here, but he might make a mistake. Release the Ants. Yeah, that's an instant. Clash, Reveal Omniscience. Do you have anything that can beat a 10 mana spell? No, none of our stuff beats that. So we want... these and probably also these. Like, he countered my Thalia. That means a Thalia on that doesn't die to Pyroclasm is even better, probably. These are for longer grindy matchups. I think I'm just gonna cut some of the fair deck stuff. So we can bring back 4 of these. Stoneforge with Sword of Fire and Ice is nice, and then maybe a single Mirror Crusader just as a big beater. Though without equipment, it's just a 4/2. I guess I'll just put in more Stoneforges to get the Sword of Fire and Ice. This Sword of Fire and Ice seems better than Gideon or similar things. Okay, turn 1 Chalice. And then turn 2 something else seems good. This being a city of traitors that we have to sacrifice is kind of lame, but I'm afraid that's gonna be the only way. Because if we play turn 2 he can already spell pierce it, or he could already brainstorm in response. So play Plains and Revoker here, or Plains and Containment Priest. I think I want to give the Containment Priest a surprise. Or I just waste them. Yeah, I think I want to wait with wasting them. I don't think it achieves anything. Just gonna Revoker name Grizzlebrand or Sneak Attack. I think they usually run 4 Grizzlebrands and only 3 Sneak Attacks, so... So I feel like this is slightly better. I think because I want to curve out my Thought Knot, possibly next turn with the Chromox, I probably want to not waste them here. Although they could just force my they could of course just play a land and show and tell. That's tricky. Yeah, but I think I want to do it this way. You can always flash in this in response to the show and tell. In which case they would need Force of Will for this. Probably gonna Echoing Truth my Chalice here. Oh, Sudden Shock the Revoker. I think I don't want to flash this in here because they only have 1 blue or red source, and they could have another Sudden Shock for the Containment Priest. And if I wait, it means I can waste them first and only then flash in the thing. The Containment Priest. Heretic Qatar seems good too. I'll start by wasting them. Because if I play the Heretic Qatar here, it means They're really gonna be struggling with their mana, but it also means I lose my Containment Priest. I think I'm okay with that because I have the Thought Knots here, which maybe I can need to play next turn. This is risky, but given that they missed their land drop, this Thalia seems a lot stronger. Like, fetch lands are gonna be horrible for them now. It's only unfortunate that we didn't draw a mana source here. But our opponent didn't either. This Thalia is probably going to be enough to not finish them, but at least now we kill them in 2 turns, and unless they have basic island here, they're not gonna resolve a show and tell. Okay, they do have basic island. At least their thing will enter tapped. They could go. They can't go omniscience here, but they. Oh, actually, we kill them, right? It's yeah. This is 9 damage, so. Caracas is good. Thorn is good. A little bit pity we can't Chromox here for the turn 1 Thorn. Yeah, this army of Thought-Knot Seers. This hand isn't the fastest, but it should be able to get there. Like if we draw a colored card to exile here, to turn 1 Thorn, it would be amazing. Or like if we draw a soul land, so we can, like especially Ancient Tomb, would be, like of course not City of Traitors, because we have to sacrifice it ourselves. Like we could theoretically waste them. Let's see, they did not shuffle, so that means they probably have enough land. So I want to lead on plains. Like I don't want to show them the Caracas yet. Like I can still put it into play after they show and tell. I also don't want to show the wasteland yet. It might make their fetching decisions worse or more difficult. Especially with these Thought-Knots, I don't want to waste them yet, because I really need to get to 4 mana to start doing anything. So they found Force and the blue card. Okay, they exile a Cunning Wish. Now they know all the secrets of our hand, so now I clearly can just play out these two. Like I don't need to hide anything anymore. Unless of course the cards I top deck. Here I feel there's something to be said for wasting their volcanic. He knows about the wasteland though, and then we chalice. Impulse. The reason to waste first is like exactly a situation like this. Now we might impulse and find a 1 mana card, like not knowing that we're going to chalice him. The chance is small, but these kind of things might make a difference. And in case he runs Echoing Truth, I also need to go to second main. Yeah, I also need to go to second main, so he won't have like 2 mana open anymore. It's really sad we haven't drawn a white card yet for our Chromox. Let's see how many white cards we have. Actually, there are quite a lot of colorless cards, so Chromox is not very reliable. Actually, this is non-artifact. Oh, so we can't even exile the Canonist here. I think we just cast this. Makes it slightly harder for them to like omniscience us. So we're only weaker to sneak attack now. Due to like Caracas protects us against just regular show and tell, and this protects us against omniscience. Because after they play the show and tell for omniscience, they can't put another creature into play. Oh, this card is amazing. Because it allows us to keep open Caracas against... Like if they sneak attack us, they need like 3 red. Like 1 to cast it, 1 to activate, and then after we bounce it, they need to cast it again. As long as we can keep open the Caracas. Okay, detection probe doesn't do anything, show and tell doesn't do anything. Cunning Wish is the only thing that I think might get them out of this situation. The next turn we thought would probably take the Emrakul, maybe the show and tell, I'm not entirely sure. Now, if we play Thalia here, he's not dead next turn, and if we play Thought Not, he will be dead. Like Thalia would also have been reasonable here. I think Thought Not, like it's both a better disruption because it takes out the one most important card. Like in the early turns, maybe Thalia is better because they still cantrip their way through the game. But at this point, we knew they had like nothing that was important, so just being able to make sure like they didn't top deck anything good last turn, Thought Not was definitely better. And of course, also we would not be able to kill them with the Thalia. Like we needed 3 more power instead of 2. Ooh, same opponent. Yes, would like to play first. Yes, this hand seems very good. is probably the last game in their league, and now they joined again. And that's why we can get paired again. Because as soon as it's like cards in Magic, like as soon as it left the battlefield and returns, like if you flicker something, it becomes a completely new card for the game. And it's the same here, like as soon as you leave the league and join again, it thinks you're a different player. So we can get paired again. Playing out the planes here, like, again, I don't want him to see the Caracas. And if I draw a Soul Land, like playing the Ancient Tomb could mean turn 2 Thought Knot Seer, but I think turn 2 Thalia Heretic Qatar is good enough anyway. Of course I could have played Ancient Tomb and still play the Plains and Heretic Qatar if I wanted to. So that would have been a good consideration as well. Maybe I should have played the Ancient Tomb first. But I was already pretty sure about this Thalia anyway. Actually, maybe I should have played Caracas and regular Thalia, because that's more guaranteed to screw with them. I think I'm still gonna play this Thalia here, because they're gonna need more land to combo anyway. So like this taxes their land drops, and this taxes their spells. So basically it boils down to the same, like them having less access to mana. And doing it this way still allows me to like choose between Thought Knot and Thalia next turn. Like I could even Thalia plus Stoneforge if I wanted to. Going to exile the Ponder. I'll be back in a second. I need to turn on the heating. Okay, Council's Judgment is good here, because it gives us the option of, like, if you just play Sneak Attack without the creature, then we can exile it on our after we untap. So I'm not gonna play the Caracas yet, because that might influence his decision to counter the Thalia or not. And then I think I still want... I don't think... because he can't play both Sneak Attack and activate it. Like even with a Soul Land, he can play Show and Tell to Sneak Attack and activate. Actually he can... I think that's a reason not to play the Stoneforge here actually. Like it slows us down one turn, but the risk of dying, like as long as there is a risk of dying... Yeah, like he can go... Oh yeah, he just casts Sneak Attack here. That's fine. So it didn't matter, but if he had also a Show and Tell in hand, then he could have played this for 4 mana, like because he could Show and Tell it into play. And then he could activate it in response to my Thought Knot Seer trigger. So I'm just gonna cancel Judgment it away. My opponent can't force it, force the Council's Judgment because of my Thalia. Two mana Brainstorm is fine. I could also have Thought Knot Seared him, but I think like if he would have had 2 creatures, the risk was too big. I'm How many Caracas's do we play? Oh, 3. Seems like a good number. He plays Overmaster. What does that do? Next instant or sorcery spell this turn can't be countered by spells or abilities, draws a card. Okay, so he just used it to draw a card. I'm fine with that. He could have force plus blue cards and pay like 1 for the Thalia, but then this Thought Knot is also just going to empty his whole hand, so I think it's fine just going for it here. Okay, here like we kill him in 2 attacks unless he uses the Ancient Tomb. If we take the Emrakul, we're kind of weak to him drawing cards of Griselbrand. If we take Show and Tell, he could draw Sneak Attack, but he can't activate it, so I think that's still reasonable. And actually Gideon gets an emblem and makes these guys deal exactly 8. So I'm just going to emblem. Oh, actually it's going to be 1 more expensive. Okay. So I make my land drop and hope he doesn't have anything to stop this. He does not. So we're gonna sideboard mostly the same cards as the previous game. Take out some of the fair cards. Only, like we saw last game, we have to make sure we don't have too many colorless cards, because it sucks with Chromox. I think we have to take the risk though. There seems to be a lot of decks playing Sneak Attack today. Like it's the third 3 rounds against Sneak Attack decks. Oh, this hand seems very good. If we draw a white source, we are going to Chalice off the Chromox and the Caracas here. Because I can't put the Earsworn Canonist under the Chromox. That's definitely an annoying interaction. But I also don't want to sacrifice my City of Traitors yet. This means he could have Brainstorm or Spell Pierce for a Chalice. I could Revoker the Lotus Petal, but that seems kind of loose. I think I play Caracas and pass. Like, I don't want to sacrifice one of my 2 only mana sources yet. Blood Moon. Ooh, okay. Now I clearly want to Chalice for 1. He might not have a whole lot of other things to do. And we have time. Actually, Blood Moon Shadows are Thought Not Seer as well. So we have two options here. We put in Thought Not Seer and hope he puts into play Sneak Attack or Omniscience. Or we put into play either Sworn Canonist if we think he has the Omniscience. We put in Revoker if we think he has a Sneak Attack or a Griselbrand. So it's going to be one of these three. Because if we draw... Actually no, this doesn't make white mana. Yeah, so we can't cancel Judgment anything yet. I'm definitely gonna let this resolve. Like we're dead to this being... No, actually if this is a Griselbrand, Direction Revoker could be okay, but I haven't seen him play actual Griselbrands yet. Canonist and Thought Knot are both... I think Canonist is better against... Oh, he does have the Griselbrand. Okay. I should have gone for the Revoker. Yeah, we're not winning this. The Blood Moon is just a pain in the ass. And again, the Chromox. Chromox not making mana for a few turns. Yeah, kind of cost us the game as well. I think we could have dealt with... we could have played differently otherwise, I think. Pyroclasm, yeah, sure. The Canonist was really annoying for not being a white card, so I could see cutting it for something else that's white. But then again, Canonist is kind of good against one of their win conditions, so I think I just have to suck it up and hope we don't lose to the Chromox again. Containment Priest good, Revoker good, Thought Not Seer good, Caracas is good, and it's clearly a hand to keep. And we even have a basic, so we can play around Blood Moon. To some extent, like we can't Thought Not Seer through the Blood Moon. I think the play here is Caracas go and keep open Containment Priest. If they show and tell, we flash in the Containment Priests, and if they want to go for Omniscience, then we can drop the Thought Not Seer off their show and tell. I think I don't want to keep open my mana here, so I'm going for the Containment Priest. It means he has more time to find an out to it, because it's not a surprise. The reason I wastelanded there is because he played out a lot of mana already, so it looked like he wanted to set up something for next turn. I think maybe I just revoker his Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal. That means he's down to only 1 mana. And he can't make red of these two, like Sudden Shock my Containment Priest. Okay, here it's tricky. I could play Stoneforge Mystic and take it slow. Also, it allows us to put a Sword of Fire and Ice to protect this from board wipes. Or I could jam the Thought-Knots here and just try to disrupt them. Because they don't have red mana yet, so I might be able to take their Pyroclasm there. I think I'm going to be greedy and just cast the Thought-Knots here. If they force this and then next turn kill us, that would be a disaster, but... So they have Show and Tell into Grizzlebrand. Actually they can't, Show and Tell doesn't do anything. So Pyroclasm deals with the board, and EE does not, because he doesn't have red mana. If he top decks red mana, then we are kind of screwed. Actually it's the same, right? If he top decks red mana, he Pyroclasms. Well, if he top decks red mana, he Engineered Explosives for 2. And EE is more problematic because it also takes the Revoker and potentially the Stoneforge. So I think I take the EE. Hope he doesn't draw red mana. And then next turn I can Stoneforge Mystic and then try to protect my Containment Priest from the Pyroclasm before he kills my stuff. Although taking the EE would shut down this line, because now if he now he drew a cantrip, he can find a red source, and he can already Pyroclasm, but he couldn't play the Engineered Explosives and activate it, both of them. So they have Pyroclasm. We put Chalice on 2, and they should be done, right? I think I start by attacking. Then I play my Chalice for 2. No, wait. I think maybe I play Stoneforge Mystic first. Because I don't need to keep up my Caracas here. Like, they're not gonna be able to both kill my board and Show and Tell or like sneak attack me or something. And they don't have mana to Spell Pierce this, so I don't need to play around the Spell Pierce with my Chalice. Opponent shuffles off the Ponder and Concede. Only if they had a Boseiju last turn, they could this turn play Red Source and play Pyroclasms through the Chalice, but they did not. This deck is clearly good against Show and Tell. That's already clear. It's not so good against Mono Red Sneak Attack, because that's just a faster deck. And round 4 is waiting for us. Yes, I would like to play first. Turn 1 Chalice or turn 1 Thalia. I think that's a keep. It's a bit light in mana for my other spells, but this Mirror Crusader is going to be put under the Chromox anyway, so we only have the Thought on Seer and the Sword of Fire and Ice. That will be slower to be cast. So we start with Plains, Chromox, put a Mirror Crusader under it, and then we probably Chalice is better because they could start with turn 1 Blood Moon or not turn 1 Blood Moon, I mean turn 1 Deathrite. And like Chalice shuts off most of those things. Like this shuts off creatures and non-creatures, and Thalia only taxes their creature. Also, if you play the Thalia first, let's see, exile the Mirror Crusader. If you play the Thalia first, we're also not going to be able to cast the Chalice turn 2 if we don't draw a land. Plains. Ooh, they're probably on Death and Taxes. Means we are definitely not favored with this hand. Like they could just go land into Stoneforge Mystic and or like even revoke our Chromox and just completely beat us. I think I'm attacking here because they have a better long-term game plan. I think, I mean, so I feel like I want to try to raise them. Like I think they're a better control deck and I'm the better aggro deck. I mean, it's not really aggro, but that's how I feel this matchup would be. Gonna get me a Jite. Jite is good against small creatures, obviously. Against this matchup we have... Actually, Holy Light doesn't do anything. We probably have Containment Priest to stop either file, but not much else. Flickeries remove my Chromox probably, and just completely screw my mana. Ooh, Chalice, I don't care about that. Actually, Chalice returns for 0, so it turns off our own, some of our own lands. I think I drove the Mirror Crusader here, while we still have land. And if we draw, because if we keep open Stoneforge to equip, like it doesn't change anything this turn anyway. While if we draw a land, we can file in something with the Stoneforge and then still equip it afterwards. The Crusader is also really good with equipment, of course. So any land we draw could get the Sword of Fire and Ice onto the Mirror Crusader for some really broken plays. Of course, he probably has Source of Plowshares because he really cared about the Chalice. So that means he probably has a 1 mana spell in hand. Ooh, he could block the creature with equipment with the Thalia and then bounce it with Caracas. That also seems like a reasonable play. Did not draw land. Might as well wait with putting something into play here. Yeah, maybe this is not a trade I wanted to make. That's might have been a mistake. Because this is the Mirror Crusader is more valuable than their Thalia. Because now I don't have a first strike creature anymore to equip my and they might have another Thalia in hand anyway. Tap my wasteland in response. Probably want to waste the Rishadan port. Probably played this imperfectly here. Should not have attacked with the Mirror Crusader. I was so focused on his Caracas plan that I thought he was going to Caracas his own creature. Thalia, sure. It does stop our equipment from being efficient. I think I play my own Thalia. Actually, no, that's really stupid. He just end of turn bounces it. No, I'm really stupid. Because I thought if I play another Thalia, I can only bounce one every turn. But because he has the Caracas untapped, yeah, that was a misplay. This deck is really bad at drawing mana. Like, it has 25 mana sources, and we just never draw any of them. It seems. I mean, we did draw the Wasteland. That's fair, but we're 13 cards deep in the deck, and we only have 3 mana sources. Okay, that's the mana source. Yeah, he's just gonna keep open Thalia. He's not keeping open Thalia Caracas. That's interesting. Okay, he's smart enough. He's gonna revoke one of my things. And then we're very likely just dying at some point. Yeah, there's no way I'm winning this. I'm just going to go to game 2. Bad cards, probably Chalice. This is non-white creatures. This is a card that Death and Taxes plays themselves, so that doesn't make it great either. Containment Priest is reasonable. But the problem is it also makes their Flicker Wisps really good against my creatures. Like, they exile something, it gets returned, and it doesn't pass this line. Like, it will enter the battlefield again without being cast, so it will be exiled. But it still seems better than this Chalice, so I'm gonna leave in 2 by lack of something else. The reason this is bad is because of Aetherfile. Like, everybody, like, I will have 1 land left and maybe 1 Chromox, but that's very unlikely because I only have 3. So I'll have 1 mana left and they'll have 1 mana left, but they will keep Aetherfile, so they will be ahead. I guess I keep this. Like, Thalia Heretic Cathar is reasonable. And Mirror Crusader is okay as well. I mean, it's reasonable, although they do have Krakas, so... I think this deck would run something like Sorcerer's Spyglass. I'm not playing the Chalice here, because they already have Aetherfile, so it's not really going to achieve anything. Like, they already can file in Mother of Runes. It will only stop Swords to Plowshares, but I'm willing to make that trade-off. Go and do attack here, see what's going on. I think I want to lead with the Thalia Heretic Cathar here instead of Thought-Knot Seer. Because if they have Mother of Runes, they can already file it in here in response, so I don't think there's anything important that the Thought-Knot can take. I also don't want to lose my City of Traitors before I play the Plains. So Plowshares, okay. Guess I could have cast the Chalice here first. Crusader, that's annoying. Ooh, I like this. Revoker the Aetherfile and play Mirror Crusader. I could of course also name Umezawa's Jitte because they actually know because of Thalia. Like, I thought if they make a land drop they can play Jitte and equip here. And then we probably lose. But I think because of Thalia, like, Jitte is going to be 3 mana, so they can't do it this turn. That's again, I could maybe have Chaliced for 1 here first. to make sure we didn't get plowed on our Mirror Crusader or the Revoker. Oh yeah, definitely should have Chaliced. Yeah, I don't like playing Chalice so much against Death and Taxes because it only hits these cards after they play the Eater File, but of course if they draw double one, that's kind of rough. I played this before combat because if they have a surprise with Ether File, I want to know it before I attack. Like I don't want to attack this into dying. Ooh. Revoker doesn't do anything, sort of white. Protects from red and white is very strong here, so... Okay, what else? I think you can attack here because the Mirror Crusader can be blocked by my Thought-Knot Seer. So I'm still winning the race here. It basically boils down to us not having played Chalice before playing the Thalia Heretic Cathar. They would have made two of the cards in their hand dead, and now we have one dead card. Okay, Recruiter maybe getting Stoneforge. And he can Violet in, so the Thought-Knot Seer isn't going to stop it, but at least Thought-Knot Seer can take the equipment that they take. Maybe I start with the Chalice again here. Then I can still play the Wasteland, and it's already a bit late, but might still be okay. Basically just threw away these two creatures, which is unfortunate. Filing in the Stoneforge, most likely. Stoneforge. Okay, they failed to find here, so I guess we just take one of the Revokers. They can double block a Thought-Knot Seer, so I'm not sure I want to attack with those. Just gonna attack with the Crusader. Because if they draw one more card, like they just traded the Phyrexian Revoker for potentially a better Skull or for the Fire and Ice. Oh yes, I'm really happy with this block because it means next turn I can start attacking for 8. So now these are not really in danger anymore. And they could actually block 3 creatures, like 3 creatures plus Revoker. I mean 2 creatures plus Revoker, like then they trade 3 cards for 1 and they draw 1, so it's still a 3 for 2. Like a 2 for 1. For me. And it would need a really good top deck for it to be worth it. I think I probably wasteland the Caracas here to make my Thalia stick around. Just hope they don't draw a Flicker Wisp off the Thought-Knot Seer, because then they can flicker. They can do some stuff with Flicker Wisp, and I think Flicker Wisp and Thought-Knot Seer means they can like make a pile that lets them just 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can kill all of them. Okay, they did not draw Flicker Wisp probably. Cavern, it means they can cast Mother of Runes here. That's not a problem because I attack. If they don't block, they're dead next turn. And I have something to stop surprises with Etherfile next turn. Take my Caracas, sure. Then next turn they can block Thalia and give it protection. Give Mother of Runes protection, but they still take 4, so we're still gonna be dead. Okay, they realize their deadness. Chalice was reasonable here, probably want to keep it in for some random value. I don't think Cataclysm would have made a difference there, so I'm gonna leave it as is. This hand doesn't do anything, like Thalia gets Caracas potentially, and Thought-Knot Seer just takes 1 card turn 3, so I think I want to mulligan this. I probably want to keep this, it's not great, but it has turn 2 Stoneforge into turn... I don't have double white yet, so I'm gonna bottom that. It has some options, like this is also kind of a removal spell that comes back. So, Chromox, exile Mirren Crusader, because this seems really non-land permanent. Yeah, I feel like I want to keep this around. So probably exile the Mirror Crusader and get myself a Jitte here. Next turn I can Thought-Knot Seer, and if I draw another land I can cast this turn 3, which seems really strong. And otherwise I can play Jitte and equip. If they tap out, if they're not keeping open Swords to Plowshares, I probably want to play Jitte and equip already next turn. But obviously not gonna do that now. Ooh, the name Chromox. That's kind of greedy, I think. Do we get punished for main facing this Jitte is the question. If they have something, if they have like a removal spell for it. Most of their artifact removal is like a Leonin Relic Seeker or something like that. I think I'm just gonna play it this way. That means I can keep open my Caracas. And here I don't want to trade attacking for 1 for taking 2 on the backswing. And also if he blocks this, I don't have a creature to equip my Jitta to next turn. Ooh, I don't like that. But we still get to Thought Not Seer them. Or even better, let's see. We can get sort of Fire and Ice and play it. I think I want to do that, just cast it here. It gives us more options next turn than playing the Thought Not Seer. And again, we're not attacking here because he could just file in Thalia. Just file in Thalia Guardian of Thraben and block it with the first striker. I'm gonna look up exactly the wording on Embalm though. Okay, it comes back as a zombie angel. Where exactly is it? I thought it became a 4/4, but that's clearly not true. I thought maybe there is like this cat that comes back as a 4/4. Thought it was like a lifelinker. Okay, never mind. I thought there was one of these things. Wait, they wasted my Ancient Tomb and now they tap my City of Traders. That's really rude. And because this Chromox is revoked, I can't even play the Thalia. Because they have a file, they're clearly winning this race. They get to tap my lands while also putting into play some creatures. I think I play a land and a Thalia here. Like I lose my City of Traders and next turn they can still keep porting me. But now at least I can keep top decking lands and play them because the City of Traitors would be holding that back. And this blocks the Mirror Crusader as well. Like they kill each other if they don't have a plow in hand. We could be lucky and top deck a whole string of lands from this point. Yeah, big lesson here is like even with 22 lands and 3 Chromox, you get a mana screwed a lot. So I think there's definitely some work at the mana base of this deck. Flicker Wisp, take out my Thalia, maybe. Sure. So they attack for 4 and the next turn they take 3 in the air. Hmm. It's kind of funny, but not good enough. Okay, I need to get up to 5 mana. So basically I need to have 6 lands against this Rishadan port. It's not going to happen. Because in 3 attacks I'm dead here. Yeah, I don't have any top deck here that stops me from getting killed by the Flicker Wisps. And turns out I can't join the league anymore because of the downtime. Like, I don't know how long it will take, but Twitter MTGO. It will be 4 hours long, so that means I'll probably finish this video later and post it in upload it in 2 different videos then. Because we're 2-2, so it's definitely worth playing out the last match, and like there's a big difference in finishing 2-3 or 3-2, like on the feeling the power level of this deck. So it's definitely something probably everybody wants to find out if they ever consider playing this deck. Okay, see you for part 2 in a few hours.